All right, so now we're going to use a word problem and tie it in with an equation, a graph, and then understanding both of those things so we can actually answer the question. So number 1 says, Georgie joins a gym. She pays $25 to sign up and then $15 each month. Well, right there, when I recognize the word each, I know that that's going to be my slope. And then this 25 is going to be my y-intercept since that is my starting value. So I'm going to write my equation, y equals 15x, because that's $15 each month, plus 25. Now, when I write an equation, I like to identify what the x and the y stand for. So since this is $15 each month, I know that my x would stand for months. And then anytime that I'm dealing with money, so based off of how many months I'm a part of this gym would be the cost that I have to pay. So this was my first step. I went from my word problem and I made an equation. So this is step number 1. From there, from my equation, I am going to actually graph it. So this is step number 2. So when I know what my x and my y stand for, that also means that I know how to label my graph. On my x-axis would be my x variable. So this would be the number of months. So I can go ahead and label it with, I don't know, let's go up to 8. And then I know that on my y-axis would be my cost, the cost of what I have to do. Okay. I'm going to go by tens on this all the way up to 100. So as long as you have a constant number that's increasing by, it doesn't matter what you use your numbers on your x and y axis. All right, so now I'm actually going to be graphing it, just what we practiced with the slope-intercept. When I have an equation, I'm able to graph it. So this 25 is my y-intercept. This is my number that's all by itself. So on my y-axis, my vertical axis, y to the sky, I'm going to plot a point at 25. So I'm going to land in between the 20 and the 30. Then I know this is my slope. What this slope is telling me that if I have a whole number, I can have 15 over 1. So that means I'm going to go up 15. So 25 plus 15 would be 40, and then over 1. 40 plus 15 would be 55, and then over 1. 55 plus 15 would be 70, over 1. 70 plus 15 would be 80, over 1. 85 plus 15 would be 100, and then I'm going to go over 1. So when I have all those dots up there, I'm going to go ahead and connect the dots, because whenever I'm doing linear, I have to make a line. So I'm going to connect the dots. So I've written my equation. I have graphed it. Next step I'm going to do is actually answer this question down here. So here's my step 3. Step number 3. It says, how much will Georgie have paid if she used the gym for 5 months? Well, in 5 months, at 5 months, so here's months down here, here's 5 months. If I go up to where it hits my line, I can see that the 5 months would be $100. So now, once I kind of know what the number means, I'm going to finish my answer off with writing it as a sentence. She will pay $100 for 5 months at the gym. So this sentence kind of summarizes my entire thought process from the word problem to the equation to the graph to the specific point that they're asking me to find. And then I just made it into an actual sentence.